Words carry power, but the final words of a person, those fleeting moments before death, can hold secrets, confessions, and even chilling revelations. Today, we'll unravel the dark secrets hidden in famous last words, true stories that are as haunting as they are fascinating. Oscar Wilde, the celebrated playwright and wit, left the world with a final quip that was as sharp as his writing. On his deathbed in a shabby Parisian hotel, he reportedly said, "This wallpaper and I are fighting a duel to the death. Either it goes or I do." These words, though humorous, hint at the tragic reality of Wilde's final years. Once a celebrated figure in London's high society, Wilde had fallen from grace after his imprisonment for gross indecency. Bankrupt and in exile, he spent his last days in poverty, surrounded by fading opulence. The wallpaper, garish and oppressive, became a metaphor for the despair that had overtaken his life, a duel he ultimately lost. Even in his final moments, Wilde turned misery into art, proving that his wit would outlive him. Dubbed the wickedest man in the world, Aleister Crowley spent his life exploring the occult and mysticism. On his deathbed, he reportedly exclaimed, "I am perplexed. Satan, get out." Was this a moment of realization, regret, or perhaps fear? Some believe Crowley, a lifelong provocateur, may have been haunted by the forces he spent his life trying to understand or manipulate. Was it all an act, or did Crowley meet a darker fate than he expected? His cryptic last words remain an enigma, much like the man himself. Mexican revolutionary leader Pancho Villa was ambushed and fatally wounded in 1923. His last plea, "Don't let it end like this. Tell them I said something," reveals a desperate desire to control his legacy. Villa feared dying without a final, memorable statement. An ironic twist for a man who shaped the destiny of a nation. But his death was more than an assassination. It was part of a larger conspiracy to erase his influence from history. Even in death, his words show his defiance, his desire to remain larger than life. Hollywood legend Humphrey Bogart, known for his tough guy roles and iconic performances in films like Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon, left behind a legacy of timeless storytelling. On his deathbed, his last words were tender. "Goodbye, kid, hurry back," spoken to his wife, Lauren Bacall, and his child as they briefly left his side. But these simple, loving words hide the weight of a man who had lived life at full speed. Years of heavy smoking and drinking led to esophageal cancer, a diagnosis that cast a shadow over his final days. His farewell was not just to Bacall, but perhaps to a life he knew had been both dazzling and destructive. In the end, Bogart's final words remind us of the fragility behind even the most towering figures. The enigmatic French astrologer Nostradamus was known for his cryptic prophecies, many of which continue to spark debate centuries after his death. But perhaps his most famous and eeriest prediction was about himself. On the evening before his death in 1566, Nostradamus reportedly told his secretary, "Tomorrow at sunrise I shall no longer be here." True to his word, Nostradamus was found dead the following morning. Skeptics argue that this statement could have been an educated guess, as Nostradamus was in poor health at the time. But for his followers, it was further proof of his uncanny foresight. Whether calculated or supernatural, his final words underscore the mystique that has made Nostradamus an enduring figure in the realm of prophecy. Famous last words can be funny, chilling, or tragic, but they always offer a glimpse into the minds of those speaking them, a moment where truth and mortality collide. What do you think lies behind these final utterances? Are they simply words, or are they keys to unlocking the secrets of the human soul? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to Darklight Archives for more mysteries, curiosities, and untold stories that will leave you questioning everything.